welcome to episode 3 of Bibhor and Oskar podcast. We have made it. Bienvenidos otra vez. We still haven't locked that down. We haven't locked down the intro, but we'll get there eventually. Yeah.
No. That will be it till going forward.
Soon. I think the top of mind today is what's been going on in the world of
the world of Warcraft. Okay. So we have a TikTok channel, right? And I have like 5 or 6 different channels, and like I'm just on this now, like just because it posts and stuff. But my For You page is all like World of Warcraft stuff. It's so funny. It's like these people that are still running like these old raids, old quests and things like that. And they're just running it, dude. I'm like, holy crap, dude. It's been going on for like 20 years. Imagine like $10 a month for 20 years. Think how lucrative that is. Like there's still like probably like a few million people playing, right? I would imagine so. Like
my brother built up he was, to be honest, I think low-key addicted to that game. But he built up, I think, like 3 or 4 characters, and he sold them for a few $1,000s each.
That was back in the day.
Like he maxed them out. Yeah. I mean, probably like 10, 12 years ago. But I mean, the amount that people invest in that, outside of just the $10 a month, because there's the expansion packs, there's the character, like whatever. They could easily drop like thousands of dollars just on like making their character better, faster, stronger, whatever. And there's a cap, like there is a limit to the levels in Warcraft. It's I mean, Blizzard made like
so I played it for a while. Like I played it for a while, but like not like all the time.
Yeah.
Like
you didn't get addicted. You didn't get the itch. Yeah.
No, but like, it was fun. Like you play, like you like just there's a community of people that play, and you play at the same time. You just go like mob shit.
Dude, a bunch of people play for hours and that.
It becomes your life.
The South Park, the World of Warcraft, like that bang.
That's one of the funniest episodes of all time.
I feel like that's based on a true story. That's not a made up.
I'm sure that happens more often. People like. I feel like it used to happen more often before, but now I feel like there's like forums and all that stuff. It's a lot more easy to get to connect people of certain like types. Like Comic-Con is huge, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that is like just like it's available more, right? So I think people find their people a lot easier nowadays. But
before that was like the spot to kind of find it, I guess. Like that was a community space or a community spot was World of Warcraft Online,
Yeah, and we're moving more towards like there's more things that are accepted. That's like okay, like those guys just play Warcraft or whatever that might be, or like there's a certain subsect of people that are just that's what they like. That's okay. It is what it is. But it's kind of funny because it's huge. It's a massive economy. Like same thing with Pokemon too, right? Like Pokemon has a huge following culture behind it. People still play Pokemon Go, dude. That's huge. Still,
yeah. I mean, that kind of saved like the that reinvented Pokemon. I think it makes me kind of like I don't know. It makes me think how much money is spent on like these digital assets, so to speak, like their skins, the Pokemon, the different things that make it like you get a specific kind of Pokeball or again like this like the things on World of Warcraft.
Well, we played
it's an economy within itself. Like how many?
Yeah, I mean, hundreds. I've seen to where like you can mine. This is back in the day. You can mine gold for somebody else. So let's say you're like a new player in Warcraft and like you just want you want some gold.
There's an economy inside of it.
Right. So you can pay like $100 and you get 3,000 gold. So if you pay $100, you get 3,000, 5,000, whatever that transfer currency rate is. But yeah, you can just like
that's why
there were farms built out to just like cater to that ecosystem.
That's why, like, to me, like, the idea of crypto and everything like that, like, people always kind of say that it's like digital currency, I don't get it kind of thing, it's like, and that's their argument. But it's like how many things are purchased like digitally nowadays? That's an economy, good, bad, or indifferent, whether you believe it or not. People are spending billions of dollars in it, just like World of Warcraft. Whether that's your game or not, people are still spending billions of dollars. You know what I mean? It's like, but like I don't know. I was talking with someone the other day, and they're not like a crypto fanatic, they're not really into it. But I was telling them about like the real secret is kind of blockchain. It's like that's kind of. I think blockchain was just applied to crypto as a currency as its first kind of validation, I guess you will. It's like the what would you, there's a term that I'm skipping right now.
I mean, blockchain is like the foundation that Bitcoin cryptocurrency is built on.
Correct.
That this peer-to-peer exchange.
That's a real technology.
Idea of like, hey, like I can validate your transaction as a group. If there's a certain level of consent, we validate your transaction. I assume that's how this works, right? Like on the simplest term. But yeah, like I feel like it needs to be a currency that exists for the internet in general. And it's, over time, I think matter of acceptance as like larger financial organizations that have like control right now, or like they don't want to give up control.
Yeah, I mean, I think eventually like finance and like governments will adopt it. They're accepting it, and well, I mean, currency will become digital. But I think it's like of the places of like to me, it's how people imagine the internet works, or how technology actually works, but it doesn't. That's what blockchain is, right? It's like the fact of like, banking was the first thing of like, oh, why do I have to have an ACH where it takes 3 to 5 days just to verify it? They're both my accounts, right? If I want to transfer from Wells Fargo to Chase, why does it take so many days? That was the first thing. That's cryptocurrency. But think about it like with medical records. It's like, why if I go to one doctor and I move, then it's like a complete, you're starting with a blank slate. Yeah. I mean, Kaiser Permanente kind of solves that with like, you're in their ecosystem and all their networks are connected. But I mean, like that blockchain, again, I think could have that capacity of saying like, well, it's validating this stuff in real time and kind of saying like, it follows you. You have your own kind of, you are a wallet address.
I think, I don't know how, I don't know if they're already working on this or this might already exist or not, but like voting, right? Mm-hmm. Why not like validate it through some sort of a blockchain technology, right? Like I feel like that would create less fraud.
Yeah, I mean, it would be almost impossible to fraud because like all of these people, all of these networks, are validating at the same time, and they're saying, okay, no, this was a correct.
The NFT is like it's something is definitely there. Like it's not a it's a great way to like validate a.
It's a proof of concept.
Yeah,
that's what the word I was looking for. Yeah, but like, I think it has to be applied more like to real world things. I think again the digital factor of it kind of makes it seem like to people like it's an untangible thing. And it really is because it's the internet, But how do you apply it to like the real world to where they could feel it? But much like the internet today, like most people can't explain how the internet works, right? How protocols are connecting. Your IP address is a protocol. It's an internet protocol.
Lost me. What are you talking about? Like,
I guess what I'm saying is like. I don't know. I'm excited for like what it could be. There's a lot of opportunity there, to be honest. That's what I'm saying. With AI, mixing with that.
Yeah. I think it all comes down to adoption, like rates of like national governments, like saying, okay, like we will see this as a medium of exchange, and we'll figure out what happens on the other half, like on their side, like they'll have to figure that out. Because end of the day, like as the world becomes less and less, like as the world becomes like more and more connected, then there needs to be one medium exchange that is valid through all economy, all different governments, right? That would just be easier. Like we don't have to go through like an exchange currency. If I go from like the EU has like the EU itself, so like that's kind of cool. But like if you're going from like trade happens not just from EU to
Mexico, let's say Mexican peso.
Right. So like right now the dollar is certain level, like but like they're coming up with the brick stuff, right? So it just moved to like a non fungible asset. Like you cannot dilute it, right? Like you cannot dilute like Bitcoin, right? Like you cannot dilute it. So like it is what it is, and it's a great source of like an acceptable currency everyone can use.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe there's like some negative factor of like, hey, like you might not be able to make so many transactions on it. It might slow down like the hash rate or whatever it might be. But the idea, right? Like there should be a currency that everyone can use that's costs very low amount to like validate and like.
For sure, yeah. But I guess like conceptualize something to where it's like it's not a currency, where it's like the idea of a transaction it's a transaction still by definition, but it's not like a transaction of currency, right? So it's just a transaction of an action happening, right? So what can you apply that to? And let's say you do still have some sort of currency to the people who are solving the blocks in the blockchain, the miners, quote unquote, or the validators. But the rest you don't have to give to someone else. You could just burn it, right? So like the person is not seeing it, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm going too far down a wormhole right here, but like taking outside of currency is what I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, I mean it comes with again like a certain level of regulations have to come into place, and it has to be accepted by large countries, basically saying, hey, like you're allowed to use digital currency as a main form of transaction. Like let's say Amazon tomorrow is like, hey, we're gonna start accepting Bitcoin as like or whatever coin it is as a legal form of currency.
Yeah, you're still on the currency.
Game changer.
Yeah. But like, I'm saying like outside of currency. It's not a token. It's not anything like that.
No, but like something has to sell the blockchain idea. Right now, blockchain is too tied to like that being its like biggest thing going on. That has to win. Like cryptocurrency has to win for blockchain to be validated. I think, like end of the day, because
what made the internet take off to begin with? Like when the internet first came out, people didn't like it. Was hard to use. Was it that people like AOL made it easy to surf the web? Things like Google came out, or was it like pornography? And that's what made people.
When did I
drove a lot of people to the internet?
Like when did internet become accessible? Like when, like for me, I was like out. For me, I would say like when I was a kid playing video games, that was online for the first time. That's when I started using the internet more and more. Before that, I was like, maybe I was Googling. I don't know. Like I was super young. Like I wasn't that old.
Yeah.
We were still like using like a like it was like the phone used to have this like
dial-up
stuff, right?
Yeah.
I had MSN Global or SBC Global or something like that. One of those companies. Never had AOL. Everyone had AOL. I did not have AOL.
Damn.
And then had Comcast after.
You didn't get that? You never had that experience? Like, you got mail?
No, I never had AOL. Like, people have that AIM thing, right?
Yeah. You never had AIM?
No.
Dude, it was free. You didn't need to do anything.
Yeah, no, I never had AOL.
You missed out, man. Don't tell me you didn't have a MySpace either.
I did have a MySpace.
Yeah. The top 8.
The MySpace was funny, dude. I wonder what that guy just kind of disappeared, right? You see a lot of people that sell their companies, and they stick around, like they don't let go of Silicon Valley. He just kind of dipped.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
He like did not want to become like him. He's like, I made so much money that I could retire and live off of that, and that's what he does. I think he bought a farm, bought a bunch of land, and he just like tends his land, dude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. A lot of people could like. I feel like like even like Peter Thiel, like all these guys made their money. Like they could just dip. They could just dip. Yeah. Like they're like, now I want to make more money.
Yeah. Well, that's what the argument is. It no longer becomes about the money. It becomes about like the drive of just, I don't know, success. If it's whatever it is that they're looking for, But yeah, after you make like X amount of dollars, I don't think that's a driver anymore.
What do you think that that money is like for founders or
like that threshold?
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, I think if someone makes $100 million,
It's a lot of money.
That's yeah, an insane amount of money. But I think that's like nowadays, like for one of those, like, you know, like a Silicon Valley founder to feel like, dude, I could just maybe retire and like just disappear.
No.
I think they would need $100 million.
No, that's a lot. That's so much.
Dude, do you want to buy an island? Or
I feel like you could do that. Like, I feel like if you get like after taxes and everything, like you got a cool like 30, 40, you'll be fine.
That's a realistic amount. Yeah,
I feel like you could buy a house in like, you know, out here like in Beverly Hills or like Newport Beach and just live out the rest of your life, or you can just even cheaper go buy a farm somewhere and, you know, and live out that life. But like, that's a lot of money.
Things get expensive nowadays, you know.
Like, yeah, it's like
$100 million goes
private jet. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
We talked about this last time. How would you spend $100 million if you can't invest it? But you would have to invest it if you want to survive off of it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, if there's no handcuffs, then you just buy a couple of jets, you know, a couple of cars. Like, I don't know, but like.
But a jet could be like, you know,
30 million,
$30 to $60 million.
Yeah, I mean,
a boat could be.
Have you seen that guy? He's on like Instagram and YouTube and whatnot. How about he sells jets?
Yeah.
He just sells jets. Dude. He's like this old guy, and he just like people come to him, and he has just like a room that kind of looks like the cabin of the jet, and he just like takes them there. It's like 50 screens or something.
Yeah. He's like, this is what it could be like. He's a good salesman. There's another guy who does like the rental. He does like rental private jets and everything like that. He always does like over the phone.
What do you think you have to be? You think you have to be like really good like at sales, or like is it like people that are coming to you? I feel like there aren't that many places you can go to buy jets. Like, is it, or am I just I'm too poor? Like, that's the problem. Like, I'm not looking to buy jets.
Yeah, it's way above our pay grade. I mean, I don't know.
Find a jet. Like,
I think there's two different. I mean, the guy you're talking about is like people who are trying to buy a jet. Yeah, so I think that's a different threshold. I think the other one, it's a guy who just rents private jets, and that could be people like influencers or I don't know, media companies who are buying it for, you know, their artists or things like that. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a little bit more understandable, where it's like a company is paying for the private jet of the CEO, you know, and they're renting it. They didn't buy it; they just rent it.
I heard like one of these stats that like that same guy was saying. It was like the U.S. has more jets than like the next like 10 countries combined. Like something like crazy like that, and it was like, holy crap! Like there's a lot more jets. And obviously because there's probably more billionaires here than other.
Or people just spending their money unwisely.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, dude. I mean, this is the biggest economy. I think still that like, it's a ton of wealth. Like people, at a certain point, like people, I think buying jets. It's more about like time saved than I assume anything else, right?
You get like the pushback from Elon Musk or Taylor Swift, where they take like an hour-long flight, or not even. It's like a 15-minute flight from Los Angeles to San Diego, something like that. Something absurd.
I mean, dude, whatever, dude. Like if you have it and you can afford to do it, then do it. Because I feel like you're paying the price at that point to do it anyways.
Yeah.
That's like someone like let's shrink that down to like our level, right? Like it's like, okay, like. You know, what does that amount to, like spending like $500? Is that the equivalent change? Because that's how much money
and everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, am I really gonna like haggle you for over? You know what I mean? Like how much? Like to them, that's like okay. Like yeah, I would do that.
Yeah. I mean, for them, it's not that. And again, it's like Elon Musk is probably Tesla's paying for that, or
whatever. Are you gonna fly Frontier or Spirit, or are you gonna choose like something else? Like,
dude, imagine how humble he'll look if he's flying, at the front of Frontier Airlines.
Yeah, but then like you gotta go through all that bullshit at the airport, and then like
just like a normal human being.
No, not even like TSA. It's just like you gotta wait, like you gotta the gate call, like there's a bunch of just like shit, like these.
Dude, you don't see like what was it? I think it was T-Pain. T-Pain came out, and they're like the fans were giving him shit because he doesn't fly private. He's like, "Why? You're T-Pain, man. Why don't you fly private?" And then he showed like a screenshot of how much it costs to rent a private jet.
And also security's involved with these guys too. Like I feel like he's just like
I saw Marshawn Lynch at the.
He's a Sydney security dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying, "What's up? What's up, Beast Mode?"
Yeah.
And he was having a good time.
You see a lot of celebrities, dude. It's kind of really funny when you're in Vegas. I used to like see. Well, I guess that makes sense, but I used to see a lot of like fighters, athletes, fighters, not like mostly like boxers, fighters, MMA fighters. It's probably because they fight a lot and all the shows are there, but yeah, it's cool.
Vegas is an interesting spot, man. I don't know about Vegas. It's kind of weird, you know. Like after you've gone so many times, you kind of like
Have you gone at the peak of summer?
Or it's like just unbearably hot
so
outside,
hot.
where you can't even walk outside.
Yeah.
Luckily, everything's like interconnected. The casinos, at least, yeah.
Yeah. So so every year one of the largest like security event hacking conference that happens in the United States happens in Vegas in the summer. It's called like DEF CON, Black Hat, huge. Who's who of security's there.
So who's
and they say like, oh, like don't take a don't take your phone or like like you could get hacked. I don't know how true that is. There are like some like renowned hackers there and stuff like that. A lot of people that show up first time going last year, and like some of these people like they don't even want to like show your badge or like don't want to like interact. They're just there to like observe and like do that stuff. And it's like, oh, that's pretty. That's cool. Like like.
I just imagine the people who are like, I don't know, security folks are typically very hyper aware, let's say.
Yeah.
So I imagine just people who are very kind of untrusting as a normal thing.
Yeah. Well, I feel like as they should be.
Well, for sure, yeah, especially in their field, yeah.
Right.
But imagine you get a group of untrusting people together in a room. What does it look like? And I guess it's that,
Yeah. And then there are things like, so we had like a lock picking and stuff.
Yeah.
So our whole like
a physical
so our marketing spiel at the event was like we had like 10 or 15 locks, like different kinds of locks. And then we gave everybody that was like our swag that we gave out was like a lock picking kit.
No way.
And then they would like try to lock pick, like, oh, like here's a kid, try to lock pick. And it's we got a lot of people to come. Like a lot of people were super interested in wanting to do that. They're like, oh, like let me try to do it.
Yeah.
So we had a ton of people. A lot of people opened it. It was cool. I was like, oh, like that's cool. Like physical security. Like a lot of people are into that kind of like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Security all around. It's not just cybersecurity and everything like that. Yeah. But...
Yeah, everything. All security.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So one of the things is like of all the infrastructure that exists in the United States, let's say, right? How much of that is in cloud versus on-prem?
Now today,
yeah,
I'd probably say like 75%, 60%.
Okay, so where is the cloud?
Spread out throughout the United States,
okay.
Different depending on the country.
But let's just say AWS.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's AWS or whatever, a couple other guys. Where is that?
Again, farms spread
somewhere in on-prem.
Yeah.
Right? So how much of the cloud is on-prem?
Technically nothing.
Nothing. It's all on-prem. But your cloud is someone else's prem.
Sure.
That's kind of like
someone is just hosting. That's what AWS is.
Right. So it's kind of funny. Like, so the questions that came up was like, oh, like how secure is that farm? How secure is that like data center? So it's kind of like, oh, like someone can physically go in there, because that's like where physical security comes in, like like how secure is that stuff, and then other stuff's like afterwards. So like cybersecurity comes after. You gotta at least lock the doors and make sure like people can't get in. I'm sure it's secure. I don't know, but
we would be surprised. I think I think there's a lot of things we would think, but people, I don't know, human error. You know what I mean? It's like human thing. Like it takes redundancy.
We were not we, but I was at a conference yesterday, and I came in and I was carrying boxes for our booth and stuff, and I was talking to my coworker, and he's like, "Oh, all you need to come and do events is just carry a box. If you're professional." And no one checked our badge. We just walked in, like we had boxes. They just assumed that we
Yeah, see how simple. Just act like you belong there, kind of thing.
Yeah. a lot of people pride themselves in going to the security conferences, like just
Sneaking in.
sneaking in. Yeah, like
I hacked the conference.
yeah.
People don't really care, but it's like, I don't know. There's something about it. Have you heard about these Dubai pistachio snacks that have been going viral?
Yeah. It's kind of funny. They're all over like TikTok and whatnot. But someone I know sells these
I'm gonna show,
like for a discount, like like so. It's kind of
for a discount. What do you mean by?
not a discount. It's probably like the wrong word. They sell it. Half of the promotion goes to like some like good cause type of stuff.
Good calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna show a video so people can see what this is about.
Finally trying the viral Dubai chocolate bar. This is literally the most viral thing on the internet, but I don't really get it. It's just a stuffed chocolate bar. We're at Nuts Factory. It's the only place in all of New York that makes this, and they do over 1,000 a day.
No, this is just a thing. Like this is you can go buy it anywhere.
Customer policy.
It's like a cookie.
Dubai.
No. Think of it just like it was a chocolate chip. Someone reinvented this. But it's this is like a chocolate chip cookie. It's a thing, like it's like there's a different version. So the Dubai has their like version. New York,
It does look pretty good.
anyone can make it.
$19 for that?
Not expecting that crunch level. I don't.
It's probably fire, dude.
I mean, it does look really good. I'm not gonna lie.
But it's so crunchy and good, and then the pistachio cream just holds it together. It's honestly way better.
This guy's such a good chocolate. Explaining it.
Greatest thing in the world.
Yes.
I hate to say it, the hype's low-key real. Dubai chocolate bar hit. Finally
Good,
trying
see, well.
the viral.
Now we know that we got to try that out. Yeah.
Yeah, we should do a. We should get one and eat it live.
Yeah. Do like a mukbang down.
Oh yeah.
Dude, people are really into
Some of these mukbang videos, I watch them.
like the lady who eats like the
No, not that.
the
That's
lobster that's like
no. I watch
60 pounds.
the ones I watch are like almost like food reviews.
Yeah.
They're still considered mukbang videos.
Yeah.
But they're like more of a food review.
Yeah.
So I like those like local ones, like the ones in like LA and like San Diego or whatever.
But and you still hear them eat.
If they're eating the food in front of you.
I know, but the mukbang is like the.
No, that's not. Anytime someone's eating a food in front of you, I think that's like.
Is that true? I don't know. Let's find out.
Urban Dictionary.
Mukbang. Jamie, find out. Mukbang. What is mukbang? Origination in South Korea and meaning eating show. Involves content creators posting videos often live streamed of themselves eating large quantities of food.
Yeah. Okay.
Frequently interacting.
It doesn't have to be large quantity. I think as long as they're eating food in front of a camera, I think that's considered a mukbang. And like
I see. Okay. I thought where you hear them.
Anthony Bourdain, dude. That guy did mukbang TV shows, dude. Yeah, that's what it is.
The original mukbang. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, so there's a guy on TikTok, and basically he does like Anthony Bourdain, like knockoffs videos.
Hmm.
And he's super good. He's super on point.
What do you mean by knockoff videos? Like
Like it pretends to be Anthony Bourdain, and he goes to like Erewhon, or like he goes to like some like Boston Crab, or one of those like
Do you know his name?
I don't know. Just search for like
Anthony Bourdain knockoff.
no, Anthony Bourdain. What is when somebody does like impersonation? It's a TikTok guy, so I don't know if he'll show up on
On YouTube.
yeah.
It's not Uncle Roger.
No, he goes live. This guy goes into the stores. He just pretends to be Anthony Bourdain. Let me see if I can find this thing.
Next and Dan. That's not it.
Anthony Bourdain.
Show like Anthony Bourdain. I don't know. If anybody knows, leave it in the comments. Show like Anthony Bourdain.
I probably have liked it. I don't really like too many things on TikTok here, but
Yeah, not much. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing anything.
yeah, it's a lot of my own video that on TikTok. I'm like,
I miss our Anthony Bourdain. R.I.P. It's a kind of sad story.
I'll find this and we'll watch it next time.
Yeah.
This is going to be on my top list of things to find.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, his shows were like it was fun to watch. It was entertaining. It it wasn't just a food show. He was like, the culture, like, there's no reservation, and there's where he goes, stays 24 hours in a city. Mm-hmm. There's that one too, right? Like, what that was called, but those were just like bangers, dude. There's one in San Francisco where he goes to like 4 or 5 different places. Mm-hmm. Super fire. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So like, it's that's why I feel like there hasn't been another one,
like Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, because people love travel. It's not like I follow a lot of travel folks on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and it's one of the people I was following was these 3 these 3 folks were from the UK, and they were driving all the way down to South Africa, to Cape Town. Think about that, all the way from London all the way down to Cape Town, across Africa, and they did it. I don't know how many days it took, but they documented their entire journey on their social media, and they're going through these terrains. They're taking this like Toyota. I don't know what kind of a car it was,
like a Land Rover, or
like a big, like a not a Land Rover, but like outdoor, like a. It's like a Tundra, but like not a Tundra. Is Suzuki or what is it? One of these like big cars. Yeah. And the cars like chassis breaks a couple times. Like they're just going through some terrain, dude. They're going to places that are no roads. They get like held up on borders different places throughout Africa. Like you got to plan it out so you're not going through like
dangerous areas,
desert, how like. And it's just not just like that. Once you get down to like, through Europe, go down to Spain, and you're entering Morocco, and you're going like down, like, that's, there might not be roads, it's like not very like, so there are major cities you could probably, that are like, okay, but you go into like the boondock, dog, like it's like, what is out there? Like,
I don't know. I mean, to be completely honest, like, I don't know. I've never been to Africa.
Yeah, me neither.
So it's like I really don't know, and I can't kind of speak to like what it's like. But
have you seen this thing now where it's like the pyramids have like basically what we're seeing in the pyramid is just the top. They found through sonar and some sort of detection that like there's like some columns that'll go all the way down.
What do you mean, like all the way down? Like
deep. It goes deep. I don't know how deep, but like maybe the size of the Burj.
Oh, no way.
Like deep.
I haven't heard about that now.
Yeah, this is like some recent stuff. Some like, I don't know how like deep in the conspiracy thing it goes in, but like when they were doing like these sonar frequencies that they send out, they were picking up like some sort of a thing, like columns. That's what they said.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, I knew it. Like, I knew it was always like kind of looks like stuff like the piece on the top, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, like a crown or something like that.
Yeah. So I was like, holy crap, like
that'd be cool. Like a bigger thing. I mean, they always thought that the pyramids were kind of built on top of each other, right? Or they were different, like.
How did they do it, dude? How did they do it?
I don't know, man. I always see a bunch of videos on TikTok about how they apparently did it. Like they floated the lime on water, on little boats. Other ones they felt like they just carved it out. I don't know, a bunch of different things. Yeah.
How long does it take? How long did it take to do all those? Like,
it only took them a few years, apparently, right? Like,
I don't know. Jamie, look it up.
How long did it take to build the Giza pyramids?
So me and my wife, we called ChatGPT Chad.
Chad?
Yeah. Why? So just Chad, dude. Ask Chad. Like that. Instead of like, if we can't find the answer, we're like, oh, like just ask Chad. And she would just ask Chad. Instead of chat, it's Chad.
Approximately 20 years. The Great Pyramid of Giza took approximately 20 years to construct.
What do you think? Okay, so like.
But again, but some of the people say this, like the pyramids were built about 26 years, but the pyramid was built on top of another pyramid on top of another pyramid. It's almost kind of like.
Here's the trippy time fact. You are closer to Jesus Christ than Jesus Christ was to the pyramids. Isn't that crazy?
Dude, time is relative, man.
Like that's how like that's it. That's how that's how far back the pyramids are. We're looking at the pyramids, right? But like another wonder that I was like looking up was like the Great Wall of China. Guess how long it took to build that out?
I don't know. How long?
Hundreds.
2,000 years.
It took 2,000 years to build?
Yeah.
Wasn't it hundreds?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It says.
Imagine like
let me figure this out.
the guy that like
Don't follow along with this.
the guy that like started it, like is it really 2,000 years? 7 to 17th. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You ever wonder what's at the end?
Of the Great
Yeah.
Wall of China?
What's at the end of the Great Wall of China?
It just stops, doesn't it?
Where did no? It stops at the sea, but it goes out to the sea and just stops. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, pull it up. it's cool. I did a video in one of my channels about that. The end. Did you ever wonder what's at the end of the Great Wall? I got like decent amount of views.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like it's ends. Bam, bam. How long is that?
I mean, I feel like people could still just like go around. You know, it's like it wasn't like that far out. You know what I mean? It's like
Well, think about it.
low tide, you could just walk around
How long? How long do you think it is?
the Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
Oh, it's several thousand miles.
How long? Take a guess.
3,000 miles.
Look it up.
Dude,
Jamie.
I thought you did like a video on this. Don't you know all the facts?
No, I said the end. I did, literally it was a two like. Basically, I asked a question saying, "Hey, like, ever wonder what the end of the Great Wall looks like?" And then I got a lot of swipes. People were interested, I guess. It's kind of a curiosity thing.
People do want to know what it looks like.
13,000 miles.
13,171 miles.
That is going from Los Angeles to New York.
No, is it?
6, 7, how many times? It's 3,000 miles.
Yeah, it's
Like-
4 times a little, like 4.5, 4.25.
Yeah. Think about that. Like, the sheer vastness of that is just like, holy crap. Like, these out there just built that shit, dude. Talk about a wall, dude.
Have you ever heard, like, there was 2 artists, the lady was kind of famous. She had another show that came up recently where she was like just staring at people, and then that same ex-husband or ex-boyfriend, whatever, it was him, and they started crying. But the original art piece that they did was them walking from opposite sides of the Great Wall of China, and they met in the middle. And in the meeting of the middle, they divorced, they break up. That was the last time they would see each other.
But did they start it out at each corner?
They started off on each side, and they met each other. It took like,
So how many years did it take?
well, I think it took them a while. I don't think it took years, but it took a long time to meet in the middle.
How long do you think it takes?
Like maybe a few months.
People have cross country in the United States, so just get that number and times it by 4.5. Like, how long does it take to go across the United States?
Let's find out how long it took them.
You think people have done it? I don't think anyone's ever done it. People have done it.
The artist Marina Abramovich and Ulay embarked on a performance art piece in 1988 titled "The Lovers," where they walked the Great Wall of China from opposite ends, meeting in the middle, to then part ways, marking the end of their relationship and collaboration. 2,000 kilometers.
So did they
90 days.
so they did it in 90 days? Get the fuck out of here. That's not possible.
3 months.
They walked 6,000 miles each
In 3 months.
in 3 months. That's a lot, dude. There's no way they're walking. They're like on a scooter or something.
They're walking. Look, this is the video. They walked it. That's
Yeah,
why.
but
That's why it's art.
What do you mean a video? What the fuck is that?
Dude, you just don't get it.
Step by step,
This is totally fake,
you
dude.
prove, as the Chinese say, and measure the landscape.
How long? No,
I
no,
feel
like,
them.
okay. Can you search how long it takes for someone to go cross country in the United States?
Here, then
Someone's probably done that, walking or
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Keep running, dude.
This is really hard to type left hand. How long does it take to walk across the U.S.? Across the U.S.
How many days?
6 months, it says.
Okay, so that's a bunch of fugazi, bro. There's no way those guys are walking like. That means they were walking. Like it's almost like what? They're walking like they're driving a car, dude. That's how fast they were walking. They were like driving a car.
But I mean, like, so, but this is averaging 7 miles a day. Yeah, so if you're walking a marathon pace, which is 26 miles a day,
You can't do that
you
for
can do it
every
for-
day.
You can do it in 80 days. You can do it in 80 days.
No. I don't like. No, that's a bunch of like.
A more
crap because,
realistic estimation for an old person is around 181 days, it says.
Yeah. Let's assume these guys were normal. Like, okay, let's just shave like 2 months out. Let's give them a month because I feel like anything more is too much. And then times that by like 4.5. So it would take them at least 2 years, dude. It would take them at least 2 years.
Ooh, I mean, no. This is saying here 6 months. Well, no, it's double, huh?
It's 4.
So it's
No, it's 4.
Okay.
4.5 times.
No, but they're only doing 6 individually.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's in half.
So double that.
Yeah.
So a year. Oh, every day. That's all you do. You're getting up and just walking.
They're artists, man. I think they did more than 7 miles. But let's say, okay, 13 miles, it'd take them 161 days.
No, they didn't do that. This is like some PR stuff that never like went down.
Bro.
Write me in the comments, dude. Whoever has proof, write this on the comments.
The great Marina Abramovich.
Dude, stop. Like, that sounds...
Abramovich.
Turn it off, dude. Turn it off.
You just don't understand art, man, nowadays.
I see these, I went to the SF MoMA many moons ago, and they had a bunch of like really like, beautiful like art pieces. Like these are like Picassos, your Van Goghs, and all these. And once you start to get out of that era and you start coming to more of the modern era, it becomes very like art as an expression of like just anything.
Yeah, not so much a technique kind of thing.
It went away from art is like it's almost like art is live. Like anything is art. Like that itself, like the thing we were just talking about with like the 2 lovers running through the Great Wall.
Mm-hmm.
That is art,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what art is becoming once it left that like 1800, 1900, the
Like the Renaissance?
not even the Renaissance, but like the Van Goghs, the Picassos, when these guys like left, like the Dali, like when all these guys like are gone, and then it became like these the Campbell guy, right? Like what is his name?
Andy Warhol. Salvador Dali died like in the 90s. He wasn't
Like
Samuel
that type of idea.
Yeah.
It became more of like a modern version of art. It's more expression, like more of like.
Yeah, I guess it's not so much just kind of on canvas kind of
It's
stuff.
it's just free. It's just like it's different. Art is different. Art is whatever you say. Art is art. Like it's very objective. Like and a lot of those stuff started to come out. Like I'm not like a art person by any means, but like at least what I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I had this conversation with my girlfriend, I think not the other day, but a while ago, and I asked her, what do you consider art? Like, does art have to have technique to it, or is art simply just an expression? An expression, period.
That's it. It is the latter.
Does that make it art, or does there have to be some sort of technique to it, right?
No.
But others would say otherwise. They would say, no, there absolutely has to be some sort of I guess, purpose or reason of why you're doing it, I guess, or a driver. It can't just be scribbles and it be considered art, I guess, But but then, like you say, that there's some Picasso paintings where it's just him doodling and it becomes
art. So it's both, right? So it's like until you're validated, it means nothing.
Well, besides the value, but is it considered art? Is it art? What is art?
Well, just on the aspect, anything. You know, my son makes art every day. That's art, right? Like, but like, for art to be like the difference between what he's painting and what like these famous artists are painting, even though it might look exactly the same in some cases, it's like they have earned the merit to be like, okay, like, because it's me, this is art. But it's no different. Like it's just like, okay, like it's completely like perceived value of like what his name and recognition is, right? And
yeah. I mean, it's a brand, like in marketing, it's like at the same time, it's like Banksy at the end of the day is just a stencil. You know what I mean? It's like it's nothing like he's not painting like a starry night by they're provocative and they kind of get you to think and some of the pieces are interesting, but they're just stencils, really.
I like seeing creative stuff. I'm not like super like, oh, like it's cool, like you can get. I've seen some creative stuff, like even in that the Lakma thing. There's like a lot of perspective stuff. Like I like when like you interacting with the art. Like that's also like
what do you mean by interacting?
Like you interacting with it is the art.
Mm.
There's those two.
Mm.
So it's like, okay, the art is live. Like there's no like a thing that says this is what art is. It is like you interacting with this is art. Someone else interacting with that is a different piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
But the experience itself is like what art is. There's a lot of those. Like it's like to say, like, let's say there's like something that changes with light hitting it versus when you see it at like 2 o'clock versus someone else sees it at 5 o'clock. Those are two different things you're seeing, or those two perspective people are seeing, right? Like, is it the same? Like, you could argue yes, but like it's also like no, like it could be a completely different thing,
Mm-hmm.
What if it's a prism? What if it's like a what do you call mosaic, where it's a glass thing? Like the experience could be totally different from how the light gets it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know what is art. Like, what is it? The person. One of the things, I was on this class, that's where I had to go to the SF MoMA from, but one of the things that happened was, like, I guess there was a rite of passage. I don't know who the artist is, but his whole thing was like, there was this famous painting, apparently, that never got shown to the public, and his student, who was supposed to be like the torchbearer, I don't know who these two people are the torchbearers of his legacy, basically took this painting and painted over it, made it white, turned it back to the campus. And that's the passing of the torch. Like, my art teacher told me this story. Supposedly these are two famous like artists, and this was like the moment that like kind of signified the second like person that's gonna bury the torch forward.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool, like perspective, What if that was like the most famous artwork that other painter had ever done? He's just
that was
yeah.
He's like, I'm saving this to when I die. Like, I'll put it out,
Yeah.
And he's like, no.
I feel like a lot of artists die before their
heyday, before they're known. I feel like their death is what kind of makes them famous sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like to think about like the people that are like chiseling stone, like that's it's next level, dude. Like
marble.
Yeah, like back in the day, right? Those guys, like those Greeks, the one like the early, who did the statue?
Michelangelo.
Was Michelangelo did the statue?
Yeah,
like,
David.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then some of these go back all the way to like ancient Greece and stuff too, right? Like these guys are like chiseling that's got to be hard.
I mean, like the fact
we're
that they
fucking
can
up.
like the detail of it is what's really crazy. Of like I don't imagine they had like super detailed tools. They're just picking away at this and having the detail to be able to do that. Is like,
there is one where they do on a pencil on the black lead. I think is it lead?
Yeah.
The part that you write with.
I don't know if it's lead actually anymore because it's like lead is kind of poisonous. I think it's like a
graphite.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, whatever that thing is, like imagine a pencil, that black part. These guys, there's art on that black part.
So they're cutting that little piece.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
And I was like, holy crap, that's like so detailed.
Yeah.
But
how
it's
small.
So small. Like think about it, like you're like that's That's precision.
What do you do with that? Do you like sell that? Does someone buy that?
I don't know. You try to find it. Like, see if you can find it. Let's say art on a pencil top, or pencil sculpting, maybe. Oh, is that it? Hey.
You gotta show this. Wow, check that out.
Like, some of these are detailed, right? Like, that's fucking
Wow.
detailed. Like, that's insane, dude.
Wow.
So, like, you know,
You know what I mean?
this is an art. Like,
This is art. Yeah, this takes a lot of technique and. Wow, that's pretty crazy. I've never seen this much kind of. Like a train.
that's cool. That I've seen. Yeah, so like I've seen some of these like pretty insane.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, see, look at this. See, like they kind of do different little.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that are art. I mean, you know.
Yeah. What do you there's a term that's going around nowadays, the raw dogging.
Raw dogging. Well, I know about raw dog.
So this
I know
you
what you're talking
you
about.
probably have heard about it, and it's basically these people are going on these long flights without anything. So you basically can't like watch anything, listen to music, watch anything. You're just straight like just stone cold killer, dude.
There's like a bunch of like TikTok videos. Just raw dog the 7-hour flight, new personal best, no headphones, no movie, no water, nothing. Incredible. The power of my mind knows no bounds.
That's wild.
Yeah, doctors are actually saying this is actually not good for you to do. They say like for 7-hour flights, man, you gotta do
Have some water.
something. Yeah, man. It's just
Dude, I went on a 13-hour flight from LAX to Dubai, and I didn't want to like bother the people sitting next to me, so I just didn't use the bathroom.
for 13 hours.
13 hours.
I would have pissed myself at least. I'd have
It was like a red eye flight, so I kind of like fell asleep for the most part. But yeah, I got out and I was like, oh shit, I have to go to the bathroom so bad.
You like forgot. Dude, that's some good mental like power that you have. I would have been like,
Move.
certain you gotta move or I'm gonna pee on you, or just piss myself. I think. I'm not sure what's better, but
But like on a late flight, like I'm,
after everyone's
couple of
sleeping,
drinks, I'm out. Like I'm not like like I'm not trying to get up, and I'm at the end. So they might have gone, like those people on my side. I'm sure they did. When I woke up and I was like, oh, it's like 1 hour to land, and I was like, I don't have to probably go right now. Like I'm good. Like
but they're asleep and everything, and then
yeah, then it just becomes like yeah, it's your turn, Bob.
you missed out. You missed out. You had your chance. Yeah, no. People say it's not good for you. I wouldn't do it. Don't do it. Don't roll dog flights. It's just.
How long do you think you do though? If 3-hour flight, 4-hour flight.
Yeah, I've driven like 4 or 5 hours without anything. You know, so.
No music, nothing.
No, my thoughts are loud, man. Talk to myself.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
What about you? You do a 13-hour flight raw dog?
no phone.
No, nothing.
Nah. Like
That's what they're saying. You can't look at anything. You can't do anything.
I'll get bored.
That's what I'm saying. It's like-
Unless I just fall asleep. I usually fall asleep. Like
I feel like this would eventually happen.
for most of my plane rides are like I'm out.
Yeah.
Before the plane even takes off, I'm out.
Yeah.
And I don't wake up for like good hours. And I keep falling asleep. If I'm up, maybe I'll watch TV. But like that's like have you heard of edging? Edging is what the kids are doing nowadays.
Dude, I feel like that's sexual, man. It's like,
Yeah.
like fucking. You want to buzz, but you don't want to buzz.
Yep, that's edging. You just-
Is that what the kids are
Yeah,
into
yeah.
nowadays? I
So
feel like the kids
but
have always
there's
been
like-
into that. Yeah.
But there's like an edge streak. That's what they're bragging about.
What does that mean, an edge streak?
So how many times you go without doing it?
Why are you
It's a
doing
number
that?
of
Get to that, man.
days.
This is so. I don't know, like kids. That's a trend I don't want to get into.
Oh.
Man, that's a. Don't search that, please, people. Don't search that on your kids trends.
So
entering.
I follow. Do you ever watch these abridged? Like they like take these famous like cartoons or animes that are around and they abridge it. So basically, it's like they add like someone else is doing the fucking voice. So they completely dub the voice, and they'll do like funny shit on it now.
Where it's like, where they just dub it. Yeah.
Yeah. So and one of the ones I recently saw was like a Naruto like a dubbed one, and it was basically like it was like so one of the early Naruto episodes, and the guy was like trying to say what his dream was, and his dream is to like win the edging competition in school.
It's disgusting.
I'm like watching this, and I'm like, dude, this is like I'm dying, like laughing watching this thing.
Hold on, let's see.
I don't even think she's human. Did you see how?
No, this is not that one.
No,
We're
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I can't find any that one right now.
But these abridged ones are hilarious, dude. These are epic. Speaking of epic, dude, like, have you ever, like, growing up, I watched a lot of these. I think I've showed it to you, like, this was like probably 10 years ago, but like these epic rap battles of history.
Yes.
Yeah, or these, like, they pull out, like, famous figures throughout history, and then
they battle each other.
they battle each other, dude.
Yeah.
These things are hilarious. And
Yeah.
these guys, I don't know, just stop doing it.
Yeah.
And these things were getting, like,
A few
15, 20 million views on early YouTube.
Yeah. It was made by like a specific channel too, like the same people who used to make like drunk history or something like that, right?
No. This is like early YouTube days, dude. Like
right.
the drunk history came like later.
After,
Yeah, way later, like almost like 10 years like later.
Yeah. Well, it turned into a whole thing, you know. It's like it started on YouTube, like with
This
simple, but
they I mean, I wanted to do like mini season, I think 5, 6, 7 seasons. I think they still do it now, but it's completely new. Like, I bet someone bought these guys out, and like.
I wonder because like I mean, there's a lot of people you see in like YouTube and they just kind of disappear. Maybe like they're just not popular anymore. They get into a different part of the business. But yeah, how many people just disappear? You just forget about them, you know? Like,
Well, I think life happens, and it's hard to like. I feel like
stay famous and
not that like just keep pumping out content.
Yeah.
I feel like that's hard when like week in week out you're just like your life's not that interesting. You're not like like.
I mean, you do things like Mr. Beast, I guess, you know, where it's just kind of like a bunch of random stuff constantly. You know what I mean? It's like,
But like he like, how much of his stuff like costs more than the value it's giving out? Like like not like these like actual like Beast Burgers or whatever. But like let's say he gives out like a video because I watched this thing where like his show was on Netflix called Beast Games.
yeah.
So I watched like some of these podcast clips after the show ended. And he's like, yeah, I lost money in that whole show. So it's like, okay, like if you're losing money, and he said he loses money for a lot of projects, like he does. And it's like, okay, like, well, how successful is this? Like, how much, like, what's the operating cost? Are you like just breaking even? Is that just the goal? Like,
I don't know. I mean, like you also have to think like everything that he puts out there still produces money. You know, even though it may be 2 years old, if people are still watching it, that's still getting paid. You know what I mean? It's like I'm sure there's like I don't know how long it takes for him to get his return on the investment, so to speak. You know what I mean? It may be like a 2-year return on investment for the video to actually return what he put in. But technically, he's negative immediately. But
one of the things that like he does that was really smart is he takes the same video and he produces the same video in like a lot of different languages.
Yeah.
There's like Mr. Beast Spanish, like or something. Or Mr. Beast like.
Yeah, he was talking with Mark Zuckerberg, and I don't know what it was on, but this was kind of recent, where he was saying like, I'm not sure if he was upset, but he's venting to Mark. He's like, it's crazy that it's like the minute I speak English or the minute I say a word, it cuts my viewership in half. Because, the videos that he doesn't say a single word on, that's what gets super viral and gets pushed out to millions of people, right? because there's no words, so it's actually being sent out to the whole world because, the algorithm says, there's no language, it's just a video showing something. So the whole world will understand it. The minute you say a word in a specific language, it's only going to give it or feed it to the people who speak that specific language. And even then, how many people, kind of maybe first language to speak English speakers, so your pool is much lower. So in fact, to kind of go more viral, it's the you don't want to use words, to be honest.
It makes sense. I hear what you're saying.
No, that's what I was talking to Mark, and Mark confirmed it. He's like, well, yeah, it's just the way the algorithm works. Like, think about it. It's like, we're going to feed it to people who are able to consume it. If you speak English and we send it to someone in Japan, they don't understand.
No, I get that part. I'm just saying, like, so if I just post a video that's no sound and it will just get a ton of views.
Well, and it's like kind of interesting. He says like the video that got the most views for him that he was saying was the one that he was running, carrying bags of money, and it just gradually got higher.
But those are like,
it's a viral video in and of itself.
Right.
But the point that he was making was like he makes a ton of viral videos, but that one was more viral because of the point of him not saying a single word in it. That it was just him running and the kind of like a simple act as it gets kind of bigger. So if you do something kind of that's viral, so to speak, but without using any words, that will have a bigger reach in the eyes of the algorithm versus you trying to be viral in like a specific language, so to speak.
It is number one thing if you want to go viral on any social media platform is watch time. Nothing else matters. Nothing you can talk and not talk. I'm talking about like maybe it might be a certain different case for like Mr. Beast because he already has like 80 million followers or whatever. Like, and how much more people can they go out to?
Yeah,
but like
you have to make it interesting. Ultimately,
yeah. Number one thing is as long as if your video is the whole point is like TikTok or Instagram, they don't want you going to a different platform. They want to keep you on their platform, but as long as they can.
Yeah.
So as long as you make a video that keeps audiences watching your video longer, they will send that video to more people. And however they do that, I think TikTok, from what I've seen, does it like 200. So they first tested out with like 200-300 people, and then tested out with like 300-400 people, and then like 1,000, 10,000, 4,000. So your views always come in like small like chunks.
Sure. Yeah.
They always come like, so it's like some of these videos that I've done that gone like over a few 100,000 views. It always goes like, okay, like the first like 200 comes, the first like 600 comes, and the first like 1,000 comes, and then like 2,000, 4,000, and then like there's like each tier keeps going up. It just like it comes in chunks.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So and that's them pushing out to the larger audience group each time.
To their algorithm and everything.
Yeah, but as long as people watch your video, dude, like it doesn't. I don't know. I mean, I think it doesn't matter as much. But again, I don't have 80 million followers. So if I have 80 million followers, how much more people can you send it out to on the For You page? Mm-hmm. Either you're only sending out to people that already follow you, or there aren't that many other people that don't follow you at that point. The pool is already shallow.
Well, no, I mean, I think, like, again, it makes sense. It's like, think about the videos of people, like the guys in India who used to build, like, the pools in the mud and everything like that, where they just, they don't say a single word, but they're building. But you know what I mean?
In itself, like, that's interesting. Like
again, I'm not saying you just make a video of silence. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be interesting. But if you have to choose one or the other, if you're going to make something interesting, no matter what, because that's your purpose. But if you're going to have one that is both interesting and doesn't have like a specific words or language attached to it, that one, what they're saying or arguing, will be pushed out to a larger group of people.
Yeah.
It may not just stay in Facebook or US.
You know what?
I go to Facebook India and Facebook whatever,
Yeah. I've always talked about this like with my wife, is if you want to go viral, I think if someone does this, and if it works, let me know. But if you have a pet, a dog, and you buy a GoPro and you attach that GoPro on that dog, and I think it works really well if you have like a smaller dog, and you just like go live from that dog's perspective on like TikTok all day.
Just go live all day.
Go live all day, and you get a ton of fucking people to follow you. Day in the life of Blue, like my dog. Yeah. I've never done it because I don't have I think I have a GoPro, but I don't know where it is. But that's always like that's a cool like what does a dog do all day? Like people will tune in. People do. I follow like those machines where they like do the coins that drop and like it pushes the machine out. I watch that shit for like hours sometimes.
Well, I mean, the Twitch streams and everything like that. People live stream for days on end. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have a dog, put a GoPro or some device to hook your phone and go live on TikTok. Ton of virality right there. That is Gary Vee moment.
Yeah. Giving out just free stuff right there. Yeah. Oh man. Well, I think that's a good place to maybe cut it for the night and everything like that.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming to episode 3. I think we need to start like branching out, inviting people, having a different perspective.
We could call it a casting couch.
Yeah, you just have a black couch.
A Bob casting couch. Oh my god. Hey, hello, please don't sit right.
We're really, yeah. Take a seat. Hi, I'm Rick Hansen. Did you know he was 13 years old?
Please sit right here, sir.
Yeah.
What were you doing with that item, sir?
Yeah.
What was your intent? Oh, I was just gonna come and tell them like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You were gonna do that?
Yeah.
You were gonna tell them not to do that? Like, get out of here, dude.
Oh, I was just coming to give them advice here. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. Tune in next week for episode 4. Catch us on TikTok, on Instagram. We're on Instagram yet?
Dude, yeah. No, we have a page. Go follow it. But yeah, we'll figure it out.
TikTok,
YouTube, anywhere that's available. I think Spotify, like.
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartMusic, every podcast platform you can think of.
Howard Stern Network, like.
X-Radio, X-Videos, run X-Videos.
Howard Stern's the go, dude.
You know, we should maybe
the
put our
podcast
videos
go.
on the Pornhub. I wonder if they'll get like a different
Stop,
audience.
dude.
Well, you haven't heard about like these Pornhub videos that are like math classes and like they're the actual classes, and people are like tuning in. They have a bunch of views, a bunch of likes. It's like it's Pornhub is now being used outside of pornography, which is interesting.
Hey, you gotta branch out somewhere, right?
Hey, man, it's a good streaming service if you think about it. It's like they have high quality, fast streaming. That in and of itself, the technology underneath it is kind of hard to accomplish, and they did it pretty well.
They're like YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like that.
Yeah. Arguably, like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. All right, well.
Arrivederci.